Yes, see, that's just so nice. I'm out with the camera and I'm going to do some landscape photography for a change. But also, I've got my tent and I'm actually going to go camping, but not for one night. I'm going camping for 2 nights. Oh, so unfortunately the weather's not looking great. I was hoping that the skies would break up and that we would get some, you know, some potential for a good sunset. But I've got to be honest, when you're in a location like this and you come to these locations to shoot photography, it really doesn't matter. It's so nice, and the best thing about coming to places like this is there are just no other people, let alone other photographers. It's absolute bliss.
Hey man, do you know where Styhead Lake is?
Oh, for
Is it real? Could this be a new beginning? Ooh, my whole world falls apart with just the thought.
This is Brendan. He's a travel photographer, travel what? Blogger, photographer, vlogger?
I do a little bit of everything. I call myself a travel photographer though.
Yeah, so he's not just a random photographer. We set that whole scene up and I hope you enjoyed it.
No, it was totally spontaneous.
Yeah, completely.
Yeah.
No, it's true. I don't know who, he was just here. And
Is this the lake?
yeah. So we're at Styhead Tarn and I wanted to do something with Brendan because I watch his videos and they're really cool. You can see his channel here. And I thought, he had a couple of days, he's in the north of the UK, and I thought what better thing to do than to bring somebody who is from outside of the UK into the Lake District and show off the area that I love the most. Unfortunately, the weather isn't the best it could possibly be, but we're going to have a couple of days camping and photography in and around the Lake District, so should be awesome.
It's gonna be awesome. And I actually don't mind the weather, man. It's British weather.
British weather, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish I could say the same. Okay, we've made it. We have made it. There is good old Sprinkling Tarn. My old friend Sprinkling Tarn. And it is gorgeous, it is gorgeous. We have shots down the valley towards Derwent Water that way, Sprinkling Tarn. Great Gable, which is currently covered in cloud, but that's okay. And it's a lovely evening. I mean, there's a lot going on in the sky. There's not much light, but there is a lot of detail in the sky itself. So there's definitely going to be an image to be had here. Now, this is interesting. In my first video, I said this, and if I'm lucky and I've got time, I might just try and get that image there as well. And I wonder, I might try and get that shot tonight if it looks good. But for now, I'm going to set the tripod up, get the camera out and just have a little bit of a wander around this area and see if we can find a nice composition and work out what image I want. I think Brendan might have fallen asleep. He's just not moving. Brendan, what are you doing?
The art of the long exposure selfie. Do not move.
Ah, long exposure selfie. I thought he'd fallen asleep. Ah, oh well. I haven't taken a photograph yet. I feel quite bad because the sky was quite nice and I just had this feeling it was going to get better. So instead of taking a photograph, I flew the drone and got my composition all set up and I basically faffed around for a bit and just in an instant the clouds have come in and all the light's gone and it's just grey and horrible. But yeah, this happens quite a lot. I'm not bothered at all actually. Brendan has already taken 2 images, so at least someone's doing well out of this. I'm just not bothered, genuinely not bothered. We've had an amazing hike. We're going to set up the tents, we're going to get the stove on the go, get some food going, and who knows what tomorrow morning will bring. But yeah, I think a beer, some food and a tent is, you know, just, you don't need photography when you've got that. Photography is a bonus.
Just stay one moment. I can see just stay
So Brendan was in charge of getting the beers, and he's not from the UK. He's not from the UK, the poor lad, and he wanted something special for our special outing. So what have you got, Brendan?
Special brew. Carlsberg Special Brew.
He's got special brew. Oh my God! Only people in the UK will understand this, but Brendan has only gone and bought bloody special brew. It's actually quite nice. It's 5:40 in the morning. I've just woken up and had a look outside my tent, and it is absolutely stunning. So last night I didn't take a photograph because I just wasn't overly inspired. It was nice, but the light just didn't happen. There wasn't enough there for me to, rush out and get that shot. But this morning, it's just so much atmosphere. It's so nice. I think me and Brendan both kind of looked at each other and went, long exposure. And it's just because this cloud is moving through the valley there. Now, we were going to camp down in that valley. If that were the case, we'd just wake up to complete, just fog. We wouldn't be able to see anything. So being up high has really paid off. So it's worth the effort of climbing up higher. So with regards to shooting, I have a polarizer, a 2-stop soft edge graduated filter, and a 4-stop filter. Now, when I come camping, I always pack light and only bring what I think I will need. So in this case, I only brought a 4-stop and a 10-stop. So the 4-stop, I want to achieve a shutter speed of about 30 seconds, 20 to 30 seconds. And to do that with the 4-stop filter, I need to ramp my ISO up to 320, which is not a problem with this camera at all. Drop my aperture to f8 and I can achieve my desired shutter speed. So in situations like this, when you have conditions that are changing and moving so fast, it's so important to experiment with your shutter speed. It's like when shooting moving water. A 5-second exposure can look completely different to a 30-second exposure. So I've taken off the 4-stop filter, which is giving me an exposure of about 5 seconds at f11, and it's just gorgeous. It retains a bit more detail in the cloud, which is nice, and you have more control over how the image looks because you can see the clouds and you can see when there's a gap appearing, and then you can shoot the image. We're getting a lovely glow of the sky just behind us there. And yeah, this is really nice. This is a really nice morning and well worth getting up for. So I shot that image a couple of times as the light changed, but I really fancied trying something different. So I have got on my 70-200 lens and I am going for a shot looking straight down the valley. Now, last time I was here, during my first YouTube video, I said that I might try and get that shot. And today I can confirm then I am going to get that shot. So let me very quickly talk you through my thinking and my setup. I have a 70 to 200mm lens at about 135mm. I've got my 4-stop filter on, a polarizer, because there's so much atmosphere, there's almost too much atmosphere, but a polarizer cuts through that glare and just gives you that nice bit of contrast that's needed. You still retain a lot of the atmosphere and the depth, but it just helps. And I also have a 6-stop hard edge graduated filter. Now, a hard edge graduated filter on a long lens effectively becomes a soft edge filter because you're zooming in, so the ratio, I don't know, it just does. Okay, it just does. I'm too early for me to explain why, but it does. So I've gone long and I'm focusing on the features of the landscape. I'm getting about a 15-second exposure, and with the moving low-hanging cloud, it just looks absolutely gorgeous. The beauty of using a long lens in a landscape like this is you can pick out compositions within the landscape. So if you're shooting with a wide lens, I mean, from where I'm stood, there's probably like 1 or 2 compositions with a wide lens, maybe. But with a long lens, there's so many. You can pick out details in the landscape, and that's exactly what I'm doing here. The way that the cloud is rolling over Great Gable, every now and again, it just lifts, the cloud just lifts to reveal the mountain behind it. And with a long lens, you can focus in on that and actually get a really nice abstract image. And that's exactly what I'm attempting here. So the clouds are just rolling over my shoulder, then every now and again the mountain appears. Now it's hard to frame and judge because it happens so fast, but I just reckon with a bit of patience and just waiting for the clouds to lift from the correct spot, it could be happening now. There we go, let's have a go. F9, 3.2 seconds, 4-stop filter, polarizer. Yes, see, that's just so nice, really abstract, and just a lovely, lovely image.
You're walking out the when she's over. Walking out the when she's out. Walking out the when she's over me.
So that's it, we're all packed up now, we're calling it a day for this location. The sun is out and it's looking like a gorgeous day, really happy with that. Although last night we didn't get anything, I think this morning, that's what it was all about. Sometimes you just need a bit of patience and you have to wait for the right conditions. So, a long hike to the car, then breakfast, and we will see what the rest of this trip brings. So until next time, bye for now.